I wanted to make a quick video giving you more direction on Lab 2 because you probably have some questions about it. Sorry my voice is a little hoarse. Again, as you knew from the last few videos, I've been a little sick lately. So in Lab 2, what I'm asking you to do is the fundamental thing of any good research paper. It is the quintessential building block. That is the summary and paraphrase, the S part of the CSC paragraph. So most research papers, like 90% of them, will be full of the S, right? And the S boils down to three things. It's a quick fact. So dinosaurs lived 65 million years ago, parenthesis, Davis, 32, and parenthesis, period. So what did I just say? I just said a quick fact. And I didn't introduce Davis, last name, the author, and the page number or anything in the text. I didn't introduce who this person was. I just did a quick parenthetical citation afterwards to go over my quick fact. So that's okay if you do that. However, if you use someone else's opinion, so lots of times expert opinions will be introduced in papers to support your ideas. These are facts. Expert opinions are facts. So if you do that, you need to give them credibility. So it's not enough to say, for instance, if someone thought that school uniforms were a really good idea for Duluth Public Schools or Superior Public Schools. It's not enough for us to just say the head of education said school uniforms are good. That makes us think, well, who's this head of education? We would want to introduce that person. So we could say, Sally Smith, superintendent for 35 years, who's worked in Chicago Public School District and has led prior initiatives for school uniforms, believes school uniforms will vastly improve Superior Public Schools. So that was really long, right? But that's how to correctly do an introduction of someone's idea. You introduce the person first. You just don't jump right into the idea and ask your audience to believe them. So when I'm asking you to do paraphrase and summaries, a lot of times they might be a fact. If it's a very factual paper, it might be like a one-sentence summary of the main point of all these facts. And in that case, you could just do a parenthetical. But whenever you take an author's idea from a resource, you need to do a bigger introduction of that resource. Who authored it? What is their background? Why should we believe them? So I will be looking for that in your Lab 2s. For you to introduce Stanley Fish. He's an expert in education, pretty big deal. So I'll be looking for your introduction of him and why we should consider his ideas good ideas. So I have on the screen here some examples of summaries of the Stanley Fish article I'm asking you to read for Lab 2. And for the lab, you have to both make a summary and a paraphrase, as you know if you read it. So I want to go over the summaries examples really quick from other students from prior years. This will give you a good idea of the pitfalls of a summary, and you can apply those ideas to the paraphrase. So the biggest mistake students make when they are learning to summarize or paraphrase is they read it and they might strongly believe in something that they're reading, and their own ideas and emotions kind of sneak in there. They like super embed in there, and they don't even realize they're doing it. So you need to watch out for this. This is really easy to do. I do this all the time. And when you do that, when your ideas or bias actually enters into your summary or paraphrase of an author, you misrepresented the information. That's not actually what they said. And that's the biggest way for you to lose credibility with your audience. People want to trust you. I want to trust you. We want to believe you. We know you're good people. But in order for us to do that, we need to know that you are accurately representing someone else's opinions and ideas. So I'm asking you in this Stanley Fish short piece from the New York Times to give me his main point. That's a summary. What is the author's main point? He actually has two main points in here, so I'll be excited to see if everyone can grab a hold of them for the summary section. And I'm actually going to talk about it right now, so I guess you're getting the answer. So let's look at these student examples, and I want to show you some pitfalls of what some students did. Hopefully, you either read the article before or after this video. It'll make a ton more sense. So Stanley Fish, in his New York Times article, this first one, recommends that incoming college freshmen seek a quality teacher using available information on the school's professors, and that the student take a writing course in college from a teacher who will teach the subject effectively. This is really good so far. Those are the two main points. So that the student may learn to write properly. That last little bit, the student may learn to write properly. It seems a little biased to me, but I would give this a perfect score. The student got the 2 main points and summarized it. Let's look at a bad example, or maybe not like bad, but like a worse example. In Stanley Fish's article, A Hunt for a Good Teacher, he explains the importance of being taught by a teacher that actually teaches their students something. That's bias. So that you can see that the student has a very strong opinion there. That's biases sneaking in. Your opinions should not be present in summary or paraphrases. You're just giving your audience the information as the author meant to represent it. He gives many examples of how to find these teachers, such as read the reviews in the teacher, ask older students, and ask your advisor. Fish's use of examples and clear options give this article simplicity without being boring. So again, when you're summarizing or paraphrasing, you don't want to make your own commentary on whether you thought it was boring or exciting. You're just telling us what the author's main point was. This isn't like a critical analysis piece, although I'm going to show you how to do that in this class. This is just a summary of what the author said. Remember, a summary is just the main point. A paraphrase is the main point, the subpoints, and some supporting facts. So paraphrase has 3 things, summary just has 1 thing, just the main point. In this case, Stanley Fish makes 2 main points. He says, take a writing course and find a good instructor. Basically it. So I'm excited to read your guys' pieces, see what you come up with. And please, they should not be this long. This third example is way too long. If it's longer or almost as long as the original piece, that's a red flag. A summary should be like a sentence, maybe 2 at most. All right, so that's more direction on Lab 2 if you need it. Hopefully that's helpful. And I'm also going to include some more direction on paper 1 and put that under paper 1. So watch for that. Thanks.